तो हेलो। अभी वीडियो स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ है। वीडियो स्टार्ट होगा, मैं चाहे गूगल एआई स्टूडियो को प्रॉम्प्ट भेजूंगा। उसके बाद वो मुझसे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा। ठीक है, वन बाय वन आई विल आंसर। मैंने अपनी बारे में थोड़ा उन्हें पहले से इन्फॉर्म कर दिया, जैसे किसी भी इंटरव्यू पैनल में उनके पास बेसिक एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन तुम्हारे होंगी ही। ठीक है, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग हम लोग बात करेंगे। हाँ, कैसे करना है प्रॉम्प्ट ये मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल दूंगा। आप अपने इंफॉर्मेशन को इसमें पुट करके गूगल एआई स्टूडियो में जाके डाल सकते हैं। ठीक है, इसमें वीडियो ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग सब कुछ होता है। स्टार्ट करते हैं। आई होप ये वीडियो रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है। स्टार्ट करते हैं।
Good morning, Mr. Varun Pratap Singh. Please tell us about yourself. Who are you and what has brought you here today?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Varun Pratap Singh, and I am here for KVS TGT Maths interview for the post of TGT Maths, and I belong to Lucknow. I've done my bachelor's in the PCM from Ministry of Lucknow. After that, I completed my B.Ed. While doing my B.Ed, I started uh, uh, doing tuition and helping students one to one. And after I also did one internship in my B.Ed. After that, after my completion of B.Ed, I started teaching in private institutions. Around 2 years, I have been teaching in private institutions, and from last 6 months, I was preparing for competitive exams where I gave various teaching exams.
I see. You have some teaching experience. Varun, why do you want to join KVS specifically? What draws you to us?
KVS is a very professional institution as well as prestigious in our country, and every teacher who do any training course of teaching has aspirations and dreams to join this institution, because it will not only give you a stable life with a lot of uh, perks, but also it gives us freedom and uh, ways to learn and teach students in new manner. Plus, uh, my dream is to teach, so uh, this role fits in every criteria.
You mentioned the stability and perks. Now, KVS has an all India transfer policy, meaning you could be posted anywhere. Are you comfortable with that mobility? And what would you say is your biggest weakness as a teacher?
Ma'am, in terms of stability, I was saying that when you join the institution, they provide you everything. Like they provide you a good salary with other perks. So that is stability for me. Place stability in the sense my family can shift to with me after some years, so that I can handle very easily. Other than that, my biggest weakness as teacher, it could be like I'm more focused on the things like teaching, the administration work. I work as means I can do that very easily, but the thing is that teaching part is more likable to me. It sometimes get boring during administration work, like maintaining list and other records. That's it, but that also I'm very proficient in doing. But yeah, it's a bit boring for me.
I understand. Administrative work can be less engaging for many. Now, moving on to subject knowledge. In linear equations, what is the difference between a consistent and inconsistent system?
Ma'am, in linear equation of one variable or two variables, in general, consistent are like two lines which are either intersecting or are coincident, like lying upon each other. And the inconsistent one is which are parallels. Or in the terms of non in terms of equation, we can say that two equation which have infinite number of solutions or one solution, unique solution, they come under a consistent system, and inconsistent system are the system where two equation don't have no solution. That's
Correct. Now, if a student tells you that 0 is not a number, how would you respond? How would you explain its place in the number system?
so. I will say to him that generally the doubt comes in the student mind as they are don't see zero as a number because we can count things. But zero is an abstract concept where we say that there is nothing present. So I will try to tell him that zero is a number which differentiates between a negative and a positive number, means it's behave like a starting point. So when we start, we need to have a starting point. Zero denotes that in a number system and in number line.
That's a good approach for visualizing zero. Now, Mr. Pratap Singh, could you please teach surface area and volume to us as Class 9 students for about 3 minutes? Assume we are your students right now.
Ma'am, should I stand up or be seated here?
Please feel free to stand or sit, whatever helps you demonstrate most effectively. We're ready when you are.
Okay, ma'am. So, which is the topic I have to count? Can you tell me again?
Certainly. The topic is surface area and volume for Class 9. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Morning, students. So, in general life, we see various shapes like square, triangle, and cube. But when we deal with the daily life, we see 3D shapes. Like we have see matchbox, your pencil box, your lunch box, your football, and cone, which we see like when we ice cream. So these are 3D shapes. And to like we calculated in previous classes, area of square, that is side into side, and area of rectangle to breadth, area of circle, that was pi r square. Similarly, we have to calculate the surface area of the 3D shapes like cube, cuboid, sphere, and cone. So today we will study about these things and how we can from 2D move to 3D shapes. So starting with cube, cube has uh, now as 2D means two dimensionals. So a rectangle has length and a breadth. Similarly, here when we comes to cuboid, which is a 3D shape, we again get a one more dimension, that is height. As we are in a room, so we can see that the floor has a length and a breadth, but it also has a height. So now we have three parameters: length, breadth, and height. So the surface area formula of uh, any cuboid will be, we have how many faces we have to calculate a cuboid. So we have our roof, floor, the two walls here and the two walls here. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 faces we have, and two faces are always in front. So the two faces will be, this will be length into breadth and breadth into height, uh, length into height. Okay, so this will be come in two times. So this the formula of the total will become as length, 2 bracket length into breadth, breadth into height, and height into length into height. So this will be the formula of the your cuboid. That will be 2 bracket length into breadth, breadth into height, and length plus height. That's it. Similarly, we have cube also. Cube has all sides equal, means cube is a 3D. Can compare from square. We are adding one more dimension in it, the same dimension, that will be your height. And this so cube is like Rubik's cube, you see all have equal side, so the area there will be same for each face. Like if my back area is a square, so the area of the square uh, will be a square, and we have how many faces? We earlier talked, we had 6 faces, so the total surface area of cube will be 6 into a square. So that's it.
You've got the concepts down, and you explain them well. Just to make sure we're clear on the formula for the surface area of a cuboid, it's 2 times the sum of length times width, plus width times height, plus length times height. You were very close, and your explanation for the cube surface area of 6 times a squared is spot on. Is there another shape you'd like to discuss, or maybe some practice problems?
Yes, ma'am, you can give me some practice problems, but the thing is, the formula I have written in the board was the same. You can see that. Now you can ask the question, and ma'am, you can interrupt in between if you think that I have explained the concept also.
Ah, yes. Yes, I see it now. The formula you've written 2 times LB plus BH plus LH is exactly correct for the surface area of a cuboid. My apologies for mishearing before. So for a practice problem, imagine a rectangular box that's 10 centimeters long, 5 centimeters wide, and 3 centimeters high. What would be its total surface area?
190 centimeter square, ma'am.
That's correct. You calculated it perfectly. Now, let's try one for a cube. If I have a cube where each side is 4 centimeters, what's the total surface area?
96 centimeter square, ma'am.
Exactly. You've got the formulas and their application down really well. Ready for another one, or would you like to move on to something else?
Whatever you prefer, ma'am, you can ask.
All right, let's try a slightly different one. Suppose you have a cuboid and you know the surface area is 150 square centimeters. If the length is 10 centimeters and the width is 3 centimeters, can you figure out the height?
Ma'am, we can calculate the height. Should I calculate the answer or should I explain how I am calculating? What should I do? Please tell. Should I calculate or should I just explain also? I hope
You can do both. It's great to calculate it and get the answer, and if you explain the steps you're taking, it shows you really understand the process. What do you think the first step would be?
So the formula of the length, that is surface area, is 2 bracket length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length. So as the formula here is one, and as the surface area is given as 150, so the two there in that side will be divided, so this will become 75, and finally we will be having uh, this 30 plus, let the height be x, so this will be 30 plus 3x plus 10x, so this will become as 45. The 30 will go that side, so this will become 45 is equal to 13x, and the x will be, height will be 45 upon 13.
That's exactly right. You set the equation up perfectly and solved for x. So the height of that cuboid is 4513 centimeters. Would you like to try one more or feel good about this?
Ma'am, what happened? Can we continue or you are disconnected?
My apologies. It seems there was a small glitch, but I'm here now. Yes, we can definitely continue. What were we discussing? Or was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Ma'am, as we have to give this KVS interview, so you have to understand that we have 5 members or 4 members in general. One is the committee member, the head, the principal or vice principal in general, 2 or 1 pedagogy expert, and 1 subject expert and 1 psychologist. Mainly these are there. You are behaving like single person. I need some 4 personalities at least. So we can ask some other questions, like if your appetite is filled with this type of questions of subjective type, then we can go with other types. So we can ask that. Either pedagogy questions, and I can sit because I'm standing for long, and other psychologists also we can answer something like that.
That makes sense. I understand now. You want me to represent a more diverse panel, incorporating questions from pedagogy, psychology, and administrative perspectives. That's a great way to prepare. Please feel free to sit, and let's shift gears. Considering the diverse learning needs in a classroom, how would you approach differentiated instruction to ensure every student is engaged and progressing? This question touches on both pedagogy and psychology.
In general, a class of 30 or 40 students will have various types of students. Some will be quite dedicated, some will be moderately dedicated, some will be distracted in some cases, and some of those students will be trying very hard to catch up the concepts which are going on. So when I enter the class, at least for some days, I will be having a discussion with them, understanding their level. That will be my first priority. After that, segregating them in batches or some small groups will be my first priority. As some dedicated students who are very well motivated and ask the question by themselves, I will be having one group of them and mixing them with some students who are working hard and they want to score good, but due to some things they are not able to do that. So in my class, I will make them sit together in general. Also, the students who are distracted or are uh, can be some doing some issues in during the class, I will try to handle them with making a different sitting plan for them, trying to make them sit in front of the class so I can pay attention during my lectures, and also checking their work more regularly and being bit harder on them, by which they can come into the flow of the teaching which is going on. Other than that, this is my main goal will be there. Also taking a regular test, revision test, which can make me understand more about the capabilities of the students. Uh, some students who are very weak and they need a little bit more attention, I will be giving them some easier set of questions by which they can build some confidence. That's it, ma'am. Thank you.
That, that's a very comprehensive approach, addressing different learning styles and motivation levels. Your methods for grouping, seating plans, and differentiated assignments cover a lot of ground. Now, from a more psychological perspective, how would you foster a positive classroom environment that builds self esteem, encourages collaboration, and makes even those weaker students feel comfortable asking questions?
So I will be trying to connect with them by using examples which they can understand, and the examples will be more related to their studies or something. As I have interest in movies also and some cartoons which are good to see, which have good language. So I will try to connect it with them like different, by which it becomes bit engaging with them, by which they are bit curious and giving me attention. Other than that, the students who are uh, hesitate to ask some questions, I will try to make them stand and answer some questions, or make them come to the board and solve some equations by which they can get confidence. I will be giving the questions to them according to their level only, not asking very hard question to a student which I know that he cannot do that very easily. Means I'm not undermining his capability, but I'm trying to boost his confidence. Other than that, students who are very active, curious, I will try to uh, make them as example that ask questions like him in general, to engage students that they get a competitive means feeling that they can also ask questions. And that's it, ma'am.
Using relevant examples that they can relate to is an excellent approach to make learning engaging. And I like your strategy of building confidence by asking questions at their level and highlighting the curious students. It creates a supportive environment. Now, shifting to an administrative question, how would you handle a situation where limited resources are available for specific programs or materials you believe are necessary for your teaching? How would you advocate for those?
uh, Ma'am, in general, the minimum amount of requirement teacher gets, but as technology is increasing and sometimes we uh, have a lot of resources, but it can be not be there at some time. So I will try to manage it. Firstly, I will try to give questions to them, as I will be teaching math. So mainly we need to more two things, that is blackboard and chalk. uh, and if the students are not having books or something, some issues, uh, I will try to arrange them for them. If that is also not possible, I will try to write the question on the board, like sometimes books are not present, books are not coming at the right time due to some work. So I will try to have one copy for me, dictate the question to the students and then solve it. Or one day before, I will try to give them the questions and then uh, solve them again. In other cases also, I will try to manage the things, discuss with the my school principal, that if they are able to provide it, or try to give the students a timeline by which they will be provided with the resources.
That shows great adaptability and practical problem solving, focusing on what you can control, like the blackboard and dictating questions. Now, let's touch on an important policy question. The National Education Policy 2020 emphasizes holistic development. How would you integrate principles like cross curricular learning or skill based education into your maths classroom?
uh, yes, ma'am. In this modern era, we will be needing a lot of cross curricular learning plus uh, skill based education. So I will be trying to tell them that we can use maths in commerce, also we can use maths in computer and coding, something like that. Also maths is very useful now in tech of like biotech, and chemistry also uses a lot of maths. So maths is a interdisciplinary discipline, sorry ma'am, means it is quite connected with the different subjects. So I will try to make them understand that the value of this subject and the other subjects are very related, and when we combine two subjects and try to engage and see as a holistic manner, we are able to learn more and understand more. Also skill based, as uh, stats, we in maths we study statistics, and statistics has a different and very important rule, means it is nowadays we see as a career data analytics and data statistician, means now data how we have to use the data is very much needed, and statistician help in that. Similarly in cricket we see data, where we see maths. In any sports we see a lot of numerical data, like at what time, at what thing. So means this, if you develop the skill of mathematics and understanding the logic formulas, how to apply them, then we can use them in different skills. Either it could be tech based, or it could be a statistician, and something like that. Commerce field also. Thank you.
It sounds like you're exploring some great options that span different fields. To give you the best advice, could you tell me a little more about what specifically interests you in each one? Or perhaps what kind of work
Ma'am,
environment you see yourself
can
in?
we end the
Knowing that
can
will
we
help.
end the this
Yes,
interview?
go on.
Can we end this interview, and can you give me some feedback, my strengths, my weakness, my body language, my psychology, and my subject knowledge, anything else? And out of 30, how much marks you will give me? Okay, ma'am.
I understand. You'd like feedback on your performance, including strengths, weaknesses, body language, and how you presented your subject knowledge. While I can provide detailed feedback and observations based on our conversation, my purpose isn't to assign a score like that, but to help you recognize areas you did well and where you might want to focus on improving. Are you interested in that detailed feedback?
Yes, ma'am. I'm interested in detailed feedback plus some marks also. But I'm not judging. You are not judging me, but just give me a feedback, just a feedback. So please be fair and judge. Criticize me properly.
Understood. You want frank, honest feedback on your presentation. To start, I noticed your body language was quite dynamic. You used hand gestures a lot. That can show enthusiasm, but it could also be seen as distracting depending on the context. Your verbal communication was clear, and you were able to explain your interest in various fields. As for weaknesses, perhaps focusing on being more concise in your responses could help. Regarding subject knowledge, we didn't dive deeply into any specific areas, so I can't comment on that directly. Is there a particular section you want to discuss
No, ma'am, that's it.
further?
Anything else you can tell me to improve my strengths and my weakness?